Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part three of Pitzling, our vanilla build guide for Cities Skylines remastered on PS5. I'm really excited to have you all back here, and I really hope you enjoyed the first two parts of this build guide. I'm looking forward to hearing from you as well regarding any feedback, any tips or tricks, and your vision of how we can make this one. The best guide for console player out there. To start the episode, I was like quickly to go ahead and discuss what we've done last episode. We kept expanding our initial neighborhood, Williamsburg's, toward the highway right here, with some gentle curves following our overpass to our industrial area. We also kept expanding our commercial area along the main avenues here with some uh, chosen assets that we make historical once we get the ones that we're looking for. We also expanded our other neighborhood on this side and built our first campus with our elementary and high school with some sports fields, playgrounds, and some light detailing as well. On the other side of the highway, we kept expanding on our agricultural area, adding more fields as the demand goes up. We also started our first unique factory business. We started with our bakery and added flour mills to support the bakery here. Around the bakery, I created a small industrial area just to give it that feel of a compound using the Industrial Evolution Content Creator Pack from the amazing Avania. It's one of the best content creator packs because it's the only one that actually has industrial buildings in it. Um, for now, let's take a big view and discuss what we're going to be doing this episode. First, I will start working on our rural village right here at this corner as our in sorry residential area demand is quite high. So we'll be started in this one. I'll go ahead, start the frame for this village, and then we'll come back and discuss what we're going to be doing with it. Stay tuned. So let's just quickly what we've done right here. I put the main frame of my village and I decided to call it Hope. If you have another suggestion, please let me know and we can change this name. I divide the village into two areas. The old area where it has a more organic shape for the roads that will have mostly European suburbia housing. They work really well in a rural setting, and the newer area with a more strict grid where I'm going to have a repetition of a specific asset, which is this one right here. It's a vanilla asset. It works really well when it's repeated. It might take a little bit of time to get all those assets in, but you just have to be patient and play with it. So first, I'm going to upgrade my roads. Just pause here. Forgot to do it in this corner. And I'm sorry, guys. I know my voice is a little bit off and I'm kind of sneezing a little bit. So hopefully it does not bother you as much. I'm trying to really get this episode done as soon as I can so you have something to follow. So let's play. So whenever I get this asset, I'm going to make it historical. Then I just have to go remove all the assets I don't need here. And we'll be doing this until we get all of them. I know it's going to take quite a bit of time, but this is what we have to do when we don't have Find It or any of those mods that make it. Uh, you can choose which assets to get. Here, I put a little bit of an allotment area where I'm gonna have specifically looking for these cute little cabins, and you can think about it as a place where visiting farmers or people working in the fields will be staying either temporarily or this is actually their housing. So I'm gonna go ahead and make all these historical. These I'm gonna delete. So I'm gonna be playing again like a whack-a-mole with these assets because if you think about it, look at the size of this cabin. It makes sense. It's one floor, it's small, and then you have one that's same size but with two floors, multiple windows. It does not look realistic. It does not work with the vibe I'm going for. So these I'm gonna keep deleted. Delete this one as well, and whenever I get these cabins, make them historical. When they level up to level 2, they have a very interesting look as well, but that's not what I'm going for. So I would like to keep them as a level 1. So whenever I have enough spawn, I just put more until all this area will be full. So let's go back and visit our area here. So we have not as much residential areas before, so it's not gonna spawn as fast as I was hoping for. But for now, we have quite a bit of commercial. This is an interesting asset. I don't remember seeing it before, but it's cute. Okay, let's go back, discuss what's gonna do for the rest. So when we built our first school district, we were at the limit when it came to our elementary school. So we're gonna go ahead and add one more elementary school here. For this village, I'm not gonna give it a high school, only an elementary school. And I'm gonna choose the European elementary school because it does work in this setting. It's quite tight and it just gonna fit perfectly right here against this road. Let's just squeeze it as much as close as we can. Here we go. Perfect. Yeah. Also, we don't have any fire or police on the side of the highway to kind of gives us those services to our industrial area. So what I'm gonna do is let's go to our services. We have these historical fire station and historical police stations from the Seaside Resort content creator map. They work really good as a another option for those services. But the thing I usually use them for, they're small, compact, and they actually look like can be a church. So I usually place them in areas where I pretend it's actually a church and not a service building. This one will snap to the side. So I think I'm gonna use this one here or maybe here. Actually, I might just use this one on this side here. Yes. Kinda will be the center of this Old Hope area. And in our detailing time lapse, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit more personality around there. Let's spam some more housing just here, just in case we need more housing. I know I can't breathe through my nose. I'm sorry, guys, for my voice. I have an issue where I'm not getting any zoning along this road. I'm not really sure why. I tried to delete and redraw it, but it's not helping still. I'm really confused to why. Let's try one more time. Oh, now it works. So let's add a little bit more. And I'm keeping a little bit of space because I don't want this area to be too dense. I want it to have that rural feel with houses a little bit with more space. So we have our school, our first allotment districts. I don't want this one. I don't want that one. This is actually a European suburbia cabin, which we're gonna use later on, but I'm looking for the vanilla one. So I'm just gonna go and include it more in my vanilla district and not the European suburbia. Let's see here. Not you, not you. I'm not sure why the power is not jumping still. Actually, I'm just gonna add a house right here. So hopefully this will take care of it for now. I'm saving this space right here because later on I'm gonna have it as where the train will come in and then the main train station for this area. Okay, the power was not a connection issue, it was actually a production issue. So let's go to our info views and we're consuming 70 and producing 64. Did we lower the budget? Yeah, we did. Let's go up to 100% now. Let's see how that will affect this area. So we went to 80, so we're producing a little more. We might actually be needing a new source of power soon. So we'll think about that one. But for now, let's go to our village. Okay, actually, the power jumps, it was just a production issue. I will remove that one. And for the commercial area, I have an idea where I'm gonna have kind of two commercial areas for this town. One older commercial area where our farmers market will be, and a newer uh, area with more big stores closer to the highway. So the commercial area I'm thinking will be around here, and I'm thinking I'm gonna add the other fire station. I think this was the police station. No, fire station. So we need the police station will be around this area here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my dirt roads. Come, let's turn on our angles. Come straight here. I need my grids. Yeah, let's go straight. 90. Can we go up here straight? I just want to see if I can come straight down here. I'm gonna turn off zoning around this road. Maybe I'm gonna let actually remember how we said we're gonna have our diner as our go-to place in town with multiple locations. So let's add one right here. I accidentally cut off my power. Perfect. Let's go to that diner. Let's see how it's gonna fit. I would like the people coming off of the highway into the village to be able to prominently see it as they come in. So I think I'm gonna have it on this side. Yeah. But for now, what I'm gonna do, my dirt roads, I'm gonna go to my paths. Now we have this eight tile deep. I'm gonna turn off. Sorry, I need to go to my road and turn off the zoning around this one. I have to go into my districts. Maybe I'll expand this district to this area as well, since this is, I need to have a different style of commercial. So we're gonna give it the organic and local produce specialization here. Go to your, and these are usually 1x4s. There is some that are 3x3 that I would like to get as well, but most of them are these 1x4. So let's just spam some 1x4s here and see what we're gonna get. I'll keep a walkway for later on. Maybe just do a 2x4 and see what comes in. And we'll have just to wait now as these commercial areas start developing. We said we need our fire station as well. Sorry, police station. Maybe I'll just have it here. So we have these both churches kind of competing. Let's say one was Catholic and the other one was Lutheran or whatever. And then we'll detail this whole area later on. We still have some commercial demand. So let's satisfy that one. I'm gonna upgrade, upgrade here. For this one, I'll gonna leave it as dirt road because it does work with the look we're going for. We're at 90, 90. Yeah, we need some zoning. Let's. I think I turned off the zoning on here. No, it's not turned off. Let's go down. Upgrade this one back to with zoning. And we need zoning on both sides here. Perfect. And I think I'm gonna turn off the zoning on this high street here. And we can press play. I want some big, chunky commercial area opposite to our farmers market, just to have those. These are not the assets I'm looking for. So really, to get this village to where I want it to be and how I want it to look like, there's gonna be quite a bit of assets, choosing the right assets and making sure they're all historical. Okay, this one is good, good, good. So you got the idea of what we're doing here. We don't want this one. Let's fast forward a little bit and see what we're gonna be getting. Now I know exactly what assets are coming in. So for example, this one is the asset I'm looking for. So I'm gonna just go ahead and make it historical before it even comes in. And I know that that one was not the right one. These are not the right one either. I don't want the concrete. So I'm just waiting for the right asset to come to our commercial area so I can show you which ones I'm looking for. Then I'm just gonna go into a time lapse, fast forward, just go and whack-a-mole with those assets until they all come in the way I want them, and then we'll meet again so we don't waste your time. Um, but I just need to show you which ones I'm talking about. Let's see what's going on here. We're still all good. Some housing is going to level 2. Did we get some level 2 commercial here? Not yet. This is one of them. Perfect. So I'm looking for this more country organic feel to this market, with small shops, tables, trees. Actually, I might keep this one because people need a parking spot here. These small stores with fruits and vegetables is the perfect example. I don't want these ones, so I'm gonna delete this one. So just to let you know, you can use this asset, which is usually either 2x2 or 2x4, parking lot from the local and organic produce in Green Cities DLC, and hack as a parking lot. You can just spam one next to the other, and it will develop as parking lots. But they're gonna be actually providing commercial services to your um, city. And even if you're playing with the hotels and resorts, you can put a hotel and put some parking around it that acts as commercial, and it will satisfy its commercial need. This is something we'll be talking about later on. Sorry to jump a little bit ahead, but let's look at our assets. So these are the assets I'm looking for. These like stalls with fruits and vegetables, tables, signs, crates. So I'm gonna go and just wait for this to develop, and then we'll meet later to see what it's gonna look like. Hello back. So I've been playing whack-a-mole quite for a long time right now. As you can see, these are all coming in together, and I'll just have to wait for all this area to develop in the same style. So I have that coherent feel to it. I imagine this used to be there's an old village here, and they decided to have a new subdivision, and usually it happens a lot in villages. I used Google Maps just to look at some villages with new subdivision, and I looked at England, and they have a lot of similar vibes like this in some of their villages. As you can see, while I was doing this, I did gather quite a bit of money. So for now, what I'm gonna start building is our service interchange right here to relieve a little bit the congestion I'm having at the moment on this road right here. I'm gonna be doing this while Still trying to get all of these assets to come in. It's not that one. And this is a personal choice to do it this way for you. If you don't have the patience or it's not important for you, you don't have to do it. Um, but yeah, just giving you just want to show you it can be done. But for now, let's head over back to here and let's start talking about our interchange. First of all, I would like just to trim these trees back. I'm sorry, I'm still quite sick still, so if my voice is still off, I'm sorry. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the game since I'm gonna be changing some of this highway infrastructure, and it's better if your game is paused. If you're gonna remove or work anything that has traffic going through it, it's better to just pause the game. I'm gonna use my dirt roads just to kind of mark where my ramps will be going into. So I would like the exit and entry to be right here. And maybe are we far enough? Yeah, maybe right here. Okay, good. I'm gonna go ahead and just trim these trees a little bit more. Just to this. Perfect. And I'm gonna downgrade my highways to dirt roads. I don't know why they don't like. Ah, shit. Let me build this one quickly back up. Okay. And I think I have to change, but that can come later. Let's focus a little bit. Okay. Why did I change my highways to dirt roads? You see how I have zoning right here, so I can use these cells to help me plan a little bit and navigate the building of the ramps and just gives me a little bit more structure on building because when you don't have them, usually on highways you don't have any zoning and it's very hard to visualize or measure stuff as you're building. So for now, I'm gonna go to my straight section here and I'm gonna come off. So the tightest you can come off is always 45 degrees. You can make them tighter by pulling the node a little bit. There are ways of doing it. I can share it with you later on. But for now, I just want to go with a simple 45 degree. Going not too tight. I would like it to come to the second right here. As you can see around 62, the line of the ramp is perfectly perpendicular to the highway. Not perfectly, but you get the point where like if I go back one more, I'm a little bit off here, a little bit off here, and here. Yeah, you get so right here you can see it's perfectly perpendicular with the highway. It's around 62 meters, so I'm gonna do it here. And for sake of symmetry, I will try to do the same thing here. Maybe first let me turn off the road guideline because I just want to snap to this one right here. It's a little bit longer, but since the road is turning, this is the proper position for it. I'll do the same thing for this exit. So I'm gonna go until it's straight. And for that one, it's right here. So sometimes instead of starting from here, you can start from the inside as well. So I'm just starting from this. And I can see that this is where the line is perpendicular with the highway. And I'm gonna go right there. I'll do the same thing on this side. And instead of going very tight to the highway, I like to just give myself a little bit of space. So I think it's going to be right here. Let's see. Yeah, right there. So not it's not too tight, and just gives you enough space if you're building an overpass, or you're building uh, pillars for whatever bridges. It gives you that play space as well. And since we're going to be upgrading to a highway, it will get tighter later on. For now, I would like to draw my overpass going over this highway. So for that, remember we're going to go to our lowest elevation step. Let's turn everything on and let's keep 90 degrees for now. Remember how I said one, two, three was the minimum to cross a highway? So you can use that one again if you want. But for me, I like to just go one more step. So one, two, three, four. And let's see if this is okay. I think this is a good place to cross. It's going to be a symmetrical overpass, and it gives us enough space for our roundabouts right here, because we have this edge and we don't want to go against it, because if we go here, then four, yeah, I'm gonna go around four deep, so we have enough space. Same trick, I go the minimum you can go to here and just go back to my node to here. I'll go back to my landscaping tool. I reduce the strength of my tool to the minimum just so you don't go overboard. And you can even put the size a little bit lower and then you press for it to go up until you get that height right there. Then we're going to go to level and just choose the level of this bridge. Increase your strength and even your size, and just for now, because we're going to have a roundabout, so we're just going to give ourselves a little bit more space on this side. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Yeah, that looks good. Now we can remove these. And I'm gonna turn on my road guidelines because I would like to measure the distance from this point to the beginning of my roundabout. So I'm just gonna go down to my level here. So one, two, three. I'll do it at two or three. Let's do it at three. Let's do it here. Okay. So four steps. As you can see, each between the lines you have that gap, and that's the measurements you're looking for. So here with one, two, three, and you can go four, or depending how tight you want to have that interchange. And it's automatically parallel to that road because we use the guidelines. So we said we're gonna go four, and remember that's this is five, this is four. So we're two, one, two, three, four. And here's the five. So going backwards, I think I'm having an issue with measurements here. Let's turn off the road guideline because we don't need it anymore. Use our curve tool for, yeah, this one is not 100% for. Now it should work. Four, 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 and then we get our roundabout. And we'll do the same thing on the other side quickly. So for that, we need to turn on, sorry, not this one, the road guidelines and one, two, three, four. And from here, sorry, we need the straight, two, three, four. Here is the five, so we just need the four, four, four. See, when you have the road guidelines, sometimes the snapping is not perfect. So sometimes it's better to turn it off so it can actually snap to the four. Especially when you're playing in PlayStation, you don't have as much control with the controller. While when you're using the mouse, it's you can really be more precise. That's why for our whoever is playing on console, it's way easier to just use your guidelines, use these measurements just to make your life easier and to give your curves and your turns smoother edges than very hard and harsh ones. So we have our roundabouts. Now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna connect these ramps to the roundabout. So for now, we're gonna go to the level terrain. I would like to trim this backwards so we have enough space for this one to come in. Same thing right here. I'm gonna go with a straight, maybe three counts. So five, four. This is straight. I'm gonna go to my curve tool and one, two, three, four, five, and here we're back at five. I actually think I'll do the five here. Let's measure it first. If we go five, yeah, I'm a little bit off, so I think it's better to go with fours. This is just to measure quickly, and this is a way for you to do it. But since we're gonna be going up this hill, I don't want to have any weird kinks. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my landscaping tool. I'm gonna put my elevation to the roundabout. And since I'm starting from here to go round and turn, I'm just gonna click here and start smoothing up this terrain going upwards. So we have a gentle, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit more space here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that should work. So it's a smoother hill instead of having that harsh, weird grade. So we said five. And remember, we did the five, it did not work. So I'm just gonna go with four here, another four, and five here. And as you can see, it's a smooth curve going around up to our roundabout. For the second one, I'm gonna go to my road guidelines and you see how it's gonna snap very close to this. So this is what I'm gonna choose. And here you can just measure. I think it's gonna be six. No, six is too far. That's seven. Or actually, I'm gonna use this to connect this one first and then I'll do the other one afterwards. So let's just go here and have this one connected first. And I'm gonna turn off my road guidelines because I just wanna go six and up here right next to it. And you have this one curved nicely and gently going up to our roundabouts. Then to connect these to the roundabouts, instead of connecting them, you can either connect them in a single point right here, or you can have them curve to have a gentler in and out of the roundabouts. The gentler you have, faster your vehicle will go because they don't have to slow down to have a really tight turn. Again, whenever you have a 90-degree angle, your vehicles will slow quite a bit before they turn. And just to keep traffic flowing, I would like to have a smoother entry into the ramp from the roundabout. So I'm just going with our, maybe I'm just going to go one up if I can. No, it's snapping too much here. Let's see if I can turn off everything. That might be too close. Let's try again. So the issue I'm having right now is because we have a node right here, so automatically this will want to snap to this one. And when we're creating another node, it will not have enough space for it to create another node. If we remove this one, we remove the bracing for the highway. Maybe I can just like show you quickly what I mean. First, I'm just gonna save this one quickly. So if I remove this one, go to my, sorry, I don't need any of this. I just need to switch to freeform. You see now I have more freedom to connect it because it has more space to create a new node. But once I do it, the node is being pulled from this position to this position, and I lost the shape of my roundabout. Now it looks like a smiley face. But let's go back and redo it. So after many trials and errors, I was able to connect it without losing the shape of my roundabout. I'm gonna do the same thing on here, so hopefully you can see it on camera as well. So let's go ahead. We're gonna extend this one by 3 as in our last straight. That's 5, 4. Then we're gonna go to our landscaping tool, which is gonna choose this height here. And since we're starting from here, we'll just go up to have that gentle slope right here, and we can make it even gentler. I'm gonna just have a little bit of space, yeah, from there. Okay, that's better. Just let's give us a little bit just more space for the second ramp to come in. Okay, we're gonna go to our curve road. We only have our road lengths. That's the only thing we need for now. And we're gonna do the same thing. So we went by 5 here. Was it or 4? 4. Go in by 4. Wait, once we hit 5, we see that line. We don't want that. We're just by 4, 5, 4, and to this point, and we finish. For the other side, again, we're gonna go to our road guidelines just to snap to this one. We'll find this one, we'll snap, so we have this nice smooth turn. Maybe if we want, we can even pull these a little bit back to have more space. So maybe let's do that. Oh, I think I have to switch the direction so it gives me more options for new nodes. because if they can't move that node, it will give me a lot of issues later on. Still, so I'm just gonna go here, gonna upload this section. Okay, let's use from here. We're going to straight. Let's add our zoning because it helps us with that line. Perfect here. Curved road. Yes, it's just a nicer, gentler turn. We'll do the same thing here. Go to straight, maybe I'll remove these trees. Straight, come up 45, and that's the perfect location here. I'm gonna remove this one again. Find this one right here with our curve tool. Find, I'm looking for that one. Yes, that's just a better, smoother turn than the one we had before. Then turn off my road guidelines and the grid. I just need the road length, and it was 6 and going up just next to it. Perfect. And we'll do the same thing with our freeform tool. Hopefully it will snap here better than the other side. It's still not. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a node very close to here, just so we have one more here. Then I can remove this one. So at least this will hold, hopefully, the roundabout together. And I'll go here, and now I have more freedom and more options to do another node on this side. So I'm gonna do it, and perfect, it did not change the roundabouts, and I'll draw this one again. And then we have these smooth exits and smooth entry into the roundabout instead of having those really harsh ones. So now we have our roundabouts and our ramps ready. I'm gonna remove this one, go upgrade my highway back here and here. For the roundabouts, I would like to have them as a two-way highway. It just works much, much better for traffic than having the one-way roads because they're usually way faster. Traffic goes through the faster, and we don't have any crossing on them, which AI traffic does not think about checking if there is any pedestrians coming. So that's always helpful. We're gonna upgrade these to our ramps. I'm gonna come back and check the way of each of these ramp and have the correct direction. But for now, I want to talk a little bit about lane mathematics when it comes to managing vanilla traffic. As I already mentioned, vanilla traffic is very dumb. So you have to really make sure to only give them really few options for them to get lost. If you give vanilla traffic a lot of options, it will create problems later on in the game. So, for example, for lane mathematics, what I mean by that is usually in a real highway, you always have the exit as a separate lane, that gets you access to that ramp later on, so you can slow down before taking that ramp. We don't have access to those in vanilla, unfortunately. So the only way we can do it is to trick the highway system into thinking it's an exit lane or a merge lane for that. Because as you know, when you're merging into highway, usually there's a little bit of a lane for you to pick up the speed before you can merge into the traffic. But here, how we can do it is by lane mathematics. So here, instead of going three, I'm gonna reduce this highway to two lanes. And why am I doing that? Is to trick vanilla traffic thinking that the right lane is an exit lane, and you can see already gives it an arrow only for exit. So all traffic coming in and going straight will be used in the two left lanes, and only the traffic that needs to get off the highway will go into the right lane, and that will separate a little bit traffic and not congest your highways. Because for example, if I'm looking at this one here, you will have traffic going straight and traffic taking this exit in this lane, and it might create issues later on when you have higher traffic volumes, especially if for some reason sometimes vanilla they don't like using the left lanes if they don't have to. But if you force them to use that left lane, if they're going further down to keep traffic away from that right lane for only for traffic that needs to get off the highway or traffic that needs to merge into the highway later on. So for example, here we might have some traffic coming right here and the traffic merging. So this traffic will interfere with this one where it can create a little bit of a problem. But if we look at here, the traffic going straight will only go these two left lane, and the traffic merging right now will take the inner lane, and then it will transfer to the outer lanes if it's still going straight. But that's another conversation we'll be having after. But just remember, if one way is going out, reduce it from your highway. If you have two lanes going out, reduce it from your highway. So we'll have one. It just your lanes will need to add up at the end of the day. Now let's upgrade this one. Then we'll just go ahead and make sure all our directions are right. And these are coming out and out. Okay, perfect. We have our directions in the right way. Then what I can do, I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna go to my terrain tool, just trim this one until it's hugging the roundabout because we don't need all of this. Okay, so to cross the roundabout, I would like to use our two-way highway, um, just to keep the speed quite high for people moving in between. So I'm gonna go to my straight. I'm gonna turn off everything except the angle, so the road length, the grid, and the road guideline. I go straight out, one, two, three, and you see now that because I counted the four before, now I have the perfect height with the three here. I'll just go until it crosses and have space for a pillar right here, and cross and connect it here, and then you have that perfectly smooth, straight overpass. Now I can hit play because everything is ready now for traffic to continue. This one is having a little bit of an existential crisis, but okay, it found its way. And our interchange is ready. I will go ahead and do some little landscaping and detailing around this later on. But for now, I would like to connect this to my industrial area so they have another option for transferring between them. As you remember, I want to have my train line here. So first, this road will have to go below the train track to come up to this side. So I'm gonna go and do that first. Let's take our terrain, go to the lowest strength, and just here, I'm gonna go down, and you can count these lines to know. So we need 9 meters as our. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. I'll choose this one, and let's make the hole bigger. It took the wrong one. Gonna check again. We have 1, 2, 3, 8. Yeah, it missed one, so we're gonna go here. That's why you always need to remember the strength um, to take the strength down before you start doing these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. We're right at 9 now. Let's see if let's try. Yeah, it's gonna work. Just give yourself enough space. And here, one, we're still at 8. So maybe I'll just go a little bit more down. I'm gonna delete this section here. Maybe this one as well. So this is the height that we need. Um, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my level and terrain right here. This is where we want it. Let's go give it a little bit more space. So from here, we need to come down. Then I can just go pick up my two-way road. And then we have our smooth ramp going down. And this is where the train track will eventually cross. So let's just give a little bit more space. Let's see if this will work. Yeah, I have enough space to cross, maybe just to make sure we're not coming back, redoing all of this. Just give it a little bit more space until it really clears it. And here you can see that we're clearing it, so we can start going up afterwards. So let's go to my, and from here, when I get back to this level here, somewhere here, not that much. So I'm gonna tighten this one a little bit more. And from here, that should be good. Now I'm gonna pick up this one, the two-way highway, go to my freeform. I'm gonna turn off my angles until 5 degrees so I can have more flexibility. And this one will come toward this side to meet with the other road coming up from there. And we have it at the right height here. So this road will come across over the rail line and meet the other one on the other side. So let's go. We're gonna move this closer to the edge here. I'm just gonna give myself a little bit more space right here because I want a pillar. Oh, sorry. I meant to use this one. Okay. Again, we're using our freeform tool. We're at 90 right here. 3. I think I turned a little bit too much, so we're gonna delete it. There is a little bit of a hump, but I don't think it's an issue. We can, but does it look straight to you guys? As I said, I have OCD, so I might redo it until it's perfect. I did 80. Okay, that's much better. And from here, I'm gonna use our landscaping tool, shows this height and this here, and make sure we have that nice. Maybe I'm just gonna go straight here for now, and then we'll take this one. So one more thing, you see how when I'm coming into a highway or I'm trying to get out of a highway, I can't have 90 degrees because highway will always try to go for smoother transition. So usually it will not let you have perfect 90 degrees. If you want to avoid that, what you can do is go to your dirt roads. I'm gonna make sure we're at 180. Let's get that one nice 180 up, maybe just like this and in. And now we have that perfect 90 degrees coming in here. So we're gonna go ahead now, go to our two-way highways and upgrade all of this back. And here to give a proper turning lane, I'm gonna upgrade this one. Maybe I'm gonna upgrade it from here. so I don't have that weird node that makes it. Um, so if I have a different road right here, the simulation will decide to have a node right in between, and that node cannot be in a slope. But if it's the same one, it will be a gentler slope. So you can use this trick to have those gentler slopes. I'm gonna have the same thing here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe I can even get it more. Yeah, that's. I'm just gonna go all the way with this one here, and just gonna switch the direction of my turn-in somewhere here. And I think that's better. Yeah, I might do one more thing here. I think it's fine. I'm gonna pause the game. I would just like this to go a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna go to my, just make it nicer. Go back to my, dirt roads again because I need to connect it. Freeform, 180, and gentler turn. And we were gonna hit that one there. Straight into it. Perfect. Let's upgrade it back to our 3 lane. Okay, that looks much better than before, and I think I'll be happy with that for now. So let's play. And you can see we already started having traffic using this instead of using this road, and it will really help us manage traffic going through here. And eventually, I will make this neighborhood with the policy. Oh, okay, we'll talk about it later. Let's concentrate on what we're doing now. Yes. So perfect. We made ourselves our first intersection. We'll come back and detail it later on, but for now, let's just put back, tighten all these terrain around these areas. I'm gonna landscape this so it does not look as bad as there. Maybe should have left a little bit more space, but should not be an issue. Can easily hide it with some detailing later on. And just tighten everything around here. Tighten everything around here as well. Good. And all I have left is actually to connect this road to this road. So I'm gonna go to our level terrain, sorry, our slope terrain. I choose this one. I might have to redraw this road, which is should not be a problem. And I'm gonna go from here, going up. Then let's take our avenue, free form with 5 degrees, 90. Yes. Can we even go straight afterwards? And voila, we made our connection smooth. Ramp going up. Let's tighten the terrain quickly here. I need this height. And tightening the terrain is always an option. You don't have to do it. You can leave it smooth if you don't like these harsh edges, but we're gonna go ahead and detail them later on. For this to the inside, I usually just smoothen it because it's fine. It does not have to be as tight. But I'm happy with this interchange. It's already working. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the bracing. We don't need it anymore. Okay. We already haven't much of that industrial traffic going through this new way. And imagine once we have that train with all these levels of crossing, overpasses, underpasses, it's just gonna look great. I can't wait until I have my trains unlocked. Um, Another thing that I got while I was doing my whack-a-mole is I upgraded our agricultural area to level 5. I added two milk parlor with a field for cows right in between with some very light detailing. I'm gonna go ahead and detail it later on in our time lapse, but I just needed more. There was more industrial demand, so I just added that one there. Um, Also, I added this silo. I'll detail it later on, but for now, let's go back here and see. Oh, we have one. We don't want this one. So for now, I'm gonna go into a detailing time lapse. After that, I'll go off camera, try to get all of these houses spawned the right way I want them, and then we'll be back. We are finally. I finally got what I was looking for is this mass repetition of the same asset. You can make it really good looking. Let's say this was a subdivision that was done recently by the same contractor, and the only option the resident had was a choice of the roof and the finishing inside. Again, this is all vanilla assets and props, and you can see you can still make it look like a cohesive neighborhood, but you need patience and you need to be very careful about which assets comes in. But for now, I'm really happy with this. For the entrance to our village, I put our diner, which will be the chain that you're going to be seeing everywhere. I will finish the detailing around this area later on once our train station is ready and the rest of the village is done. On the other side, for our commercial area, I added a parking spot right here with some tall grass. I did have some water demand, so I added this water tower right here at the corner with some fencing, some trees, and a path. So let's see the the teenagers from this village who can come up and enjoy the view from up here. Over here, our farmers market is ready as well. As you can see, it's quite busy. It does look like one big cohesive lot, even if it's a different assets coming together, but you can tie them in with some walkways, dirt pathways, and just very specific assets that comes in. You don't have to make them historical because the Green Cities assets are only one level, so that should be good. Right here, I was not sure what to put in this area, so I just decided to fence it and put some trees and grass. This is one way for you guys and girls if you want to decide you're not sure what to do. Always a fence, some trees, some grass always work perfectly as well. I put more parking here for the farmers market village across from our center with our school here. I put some rock formations here just to give the village a little bit of history. Maybe this was the original log house where people used to meet. Fenced it around with some undergrowths and some vegetation. I added a plaza for with the center of town. I will finish detailing here once I have access to the aprons that comes with the airport's DLC, but I need an airport to get that to finalize this area, which I want to make as my main bus terminal for the village. Across the street, our first church, I put some fencing around, some trees, some light detailing. I put a fence right here with this specific tree that looks out of place a little bit, and let's pretend it was a gift from a sister city, and they decided to plant it right here. Around the other side is the other church. I chose to use a different fence just to give it a different personality. Again, some roses, trees, a parking lot, very light detailing, very light landscaping. You don't have to waste too much time when you're playing on console, on detailing. Just make it look good and go as far as you want. Getting back to our allotment house area, again, very specific assets is one by one. There are only two options, so this one goes a little bit faster. Make them historical because once they develop to level two, they don't look good anymore. So this, let's pretend this is where the Viston farmers working in this field will be staying. I added some trees, some rocks, some light detailing again, and put a fence around this whole area. Coming to our farming area, I added a house here and a shed. This is actually storage for our crops, which is actually working, but it just looks like it's one big farm. You can always add some housing throughout your farming area to bring in more personality to this area. Just make sure you don't put them too close to your animal producing buildings because those are pollutant buildings. Around here, I connected my bike lane all the way back to the overpass that we have here, and we're actually getting some use from it. As you can see, some people are already cycling, and I think once I turn on the policy for encouraging cycling, you're gonna see even more traffic. Just putting some fencing all over around my fields, some overgrowth and undergrowth around this on this side, and fencing it around and around our milking parlor, just a small fence, some dirt paths, and some rocks, just to give it that big feel as it's one big asset. And this is something you can always do, put in different assets together and try to put fence around them and entry in front of them, giving them a look that looks like it's one big asset or one big industrial facility. As we go down around here, as you can see, most of my industrial traffic is using this now, which is perfect. And we go up and over the rail line over here and to our interchange that we lightly detailed with some fencing, some trees, some undergrowth, and some long grass. Nothing too crazy, very easy, very um, fast. You can do it. You can go as hard as you want with this. First I had a lot of those oak trees, but actually they made the roundabout heavier and you were not able to see what's going on the other side. So I thought it was not safe to do that. So I removed them. And then you can see how our lane mathematics is working. As these merge, they don't really interfere with the traffic as much. And after that, the traffic coming in can change lanes later on. Back to our main village area. I like this one, so I'm going to historicalize it. This is some of the assets went to level two. For example, this one, and I really like the service station. It's one of my favorite assets. And just go ahead and choose whatever assets you like. If you don't like level one, wait for level two. If you don't like either levels, you can wait for level three, but usually level three is a little bit too much, in my opinion. And going back to our Cammon Castle area here, a lot of my housing is going up levels, and you can see the look that I was going for. For example, I can just historicalize this one, so you have a little bit of differences between 3, 4, and 3. Sorry, 3, 4, and 5 level. They just look really nice, very dense um, neighborhood here. Uh, For now, I think this is it for part three of our build guide. Thank you so much again for joining. Let me know down in the comments what you think, what we should do next, and what we should be doing differently. Always open for suggestion. Next episode will be my part four, so this is going strong. Excited for the next few episodes. Let me know. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell as well to get notified when the next part will be coming up. And if you'd like to support me, you can buy anything missing from your DLCs on content creator packs using my link below for instant gaming. You can also get some of those cheap gift cards for the PS App Store as well. Or you can support me on Patreon if you like what you're seeing right now. This is it. See you next time. Thank you so much.